Hi there, Gemini, and welcome back to Bon Echo Tarot. I am here with your June 2020 general reading. And if you find that this reading resonates with you and you want a little bit more insight, be sure to check the link below to my Patreon site, where there will be an extended reading for a small subscription price, which gives you access to all extended readings. So you can read for your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign, or check in on your friends and family. You know, the option's yours, really. So, and if you would rather skip to something more personal, I offer private readings as well, and all you have to do is contact me on Bon Echo Tarot on Facebook, send me a message, and we'll make an appointment. So don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. So Gemini, we're going to take a look a little bit generally at the energies. I'm not going to get too specific with the planetary stuff. I'm just going to kind of point to it, and then we'll get right into the tarot. But for you right now and through May coming into June, it's been very much about your personal identity, a review, you know, from a more Venus perspective, as Venus is retrograde in your sign right now. But that eases up a little bit by the time we get to, is it the end of July? Okay, so, but that's going to be an underlying running situation that you're going to be dealing with. The lunar eclipse on the 5th highlighted your partnerships. So, you know, your identity within partnership as well is very much front and center for you. When we get to the solar eclipse in Cancer on the 20th, right around the solstice, is when that kind of also is running in tandem with Mercury, your ruler, going retrograde in your second house. So the focus is going to be on how you handle money and things like your basic value system and so on. With that, though, then following up in that on June 30th is when Jupiter is conjunct Pluto, and that's happening in your 8th house of intimacy, death, and taxes, other people's money. So your money, other people's money, all of these things are going to be very much on your mind as we get to the end of the month. The other thing that's also starting to happen is Mars will be entering Aries, its home sign. So that's in your 11th house of community. So it's kind of like you and your partner, you and your money, and then you and your community is basically the story, the basic storyline that you're going to be following. So let's see what the cards have to say for you, Gemini, for June. We'll lay down some cards and see what we can find out for you. All right, so, well, you're working. Back to work. That's definitely a theme that's coming in for all of us. If you watch the collective reading, there's a lot of fire. Everybody's very excited to be useful again. Oh, my. But you may have been one of the ones where your work has now ceased as a result of COVID, because we have work. The obstacle is the death card. So, or you could have a Scorpio somewhere lurking about in your midst. But to me, that's kind of saying that, you know, that whatever it is that you do for a living has been severely impacted by the virus. But your attitude about it is actually really, really good. You know, this is, okay, all right, so we got to do it a different way. And you're kind of trusting the process, you know, and you may be finding, because digital communications are enhanced in your Gemini, they're enhanced with the Venus retrograde, because there's a really nice synergy happening between your ruler Mercury and Venus. So, so you may be really taking this in stride. If whatever it was that you did before the virus was something where you were out and about, then somehow you've made the transition to bringing that online. And in the past, we had some fights. So maybe, you know, there's been disagreements on how to proceed under these circumstances with the people that you work with. Yeah, there's so many options. It's a very confusing time right now, and Neptune is kind of messing with all of us in some respect. Neptune is not in the best aspect to Venus, which is in your sign, so yeah, it's probably good to take a time out, take some rest, you know, just rest about it, because your brain has got to be going a million miles a minute trying to figure this out. So, alright, let's see what other cards show up. Yeah, you're the King of Wands. I mean, you know, you're looking good. And you've got your family around you, and everybody seems to be relatively happy. So, you know, maybe work, you know, created a lot of static for you. And this time away from work and spending it with family has been really lovely, like super bright. A very, very stark contrast from the energies that you were dealing with beforehand. You're wanting some communication, whether you're the one to reach out or whether you're wanting to receive a message from someone. You know, this communication could be quite key for your new direction at this point in terms of whatever it is you're trying to figure out. Ah, look at you, Mr. Gemini, Ms. Gemini. Clarity, boundaries. This situation has actually brought you into a better place. There may have been things that you had been wanting to do for a long time, things just kind of floating around that you couldn't anchor, you know, projects that that you were very excited about. Ah, yes, and look at that, Ace of Wands, the birth of a new idea, inspiration that starts a whole chain reaction in your situation that that is going to be good for you and your family, and it's gonna it's gonna take you out of these kind of combative energies as well. You know, that's in the past. No more of that. Who needs that? You know, when you can rest, and you know, you're fine. You're trusting. You know, you know how resourceful you are. You know how charming you are. So I think that you're going to figure your way through with very little difficulty. But it's important for you to rest. Always important for you to rest. It's probably a good time to do it because, you know, things are going to get wild and woolly again soon enough. So Gemini, I hope that you found that helpful. If you found that it resonated, please follow me over at Patreon. The link is down below. So thanks again, and we'll see you.